Assassin's Creed Mirage contains a ton of secrets and collectibles and upgrades for you to find and improve Basim. As soon as you are given free reign to explore Baghdad, you should immediately do these 4 things so you can become the best assassin since Ezio. Let's go! Let me know which assassin is your favorite in the comments. So firstly, there are 6 tools that Basim can take advantage of during the game. These tools are your primary way to maintain stealth and take out enemies, either from ranged or from melee in some regards, but also as escape tactics, and just generally all around you will use the tools all of the time. You'll get a couple of them through main story progression, but the rest come from your skill points. In the Trickster skill tree, there are 3 skills to increase your tool capacity, each costing 2 skill points. Skill points are earned by the main story and another method, which I'll tell you about very shortly. But if you're wondering which tool to unlock first, this is the order I would unlock them personally, but that's sort of up to you. So you get the throwing knife, right? And you kill enemies from ranged with this, and you can also use it to blow up explosive crates. It's a great method to take out enemies from range and one-shotting them in the head. The noisemaker I would get next. So this attracts enemies to a location, and you can also use it to group enemies up. So if you wanted to throw an explosive grenade on them or just group them up for other reasons. I would then grab the smoke bomb, as this is a great stealth tool, as you can hide in the smoke and use it to get away from combat if you've accidentally started it. But you can also activate stealth while in the smoke bomb and just kill enemies while they're inside it and coughing to the smoke. It's actually great to just one-shot enemies that way. The trap is really good as well, but the downside to this is that enemies have to walk over it really to activate it, and it will knock them out, but you can upgrade it to do various things, and it can be used inside and outside of combat. It's a really good tool as well. Lastly, I would grab the blow dart. Now, the blow dart isn't bad, but it's basically a worse knife. It puts enemies to sleep and they can be awoken from their allies, and in order to finish them off, you have to go over there and actually finish them off, whereas the knife has about the same amount of range and you can just kill enemies with the knife straight up. Generally speaking, that's the order I would grab them in, but obviously personal preference, pick whichever ones is more beneficial to you, but they are all fantastic to use in different scenarios. Now, if you want skill points, you're going to have to complete main quests, and you don't actually gain experience in Mirage. You only get skill points from completing main quests and from contracts, but the contracts are the most consistent way to get these skill points quickly. Once you've unlocked an Assassin's Bureau, there are 4 of these in the game as you progress, but each one will have a contracts board that you can go to, and when you go here, I would honestly just accept every single contract, as you'll occasionally run into them on the world. As you're just exploring, you'll see a little pop-up to say that you're close to something, and you can then switch over and actually go and do that if you want, but you'll only get that if you've accepted the contract. Now, the reason you want to do these contracts is not only do they give you, say, materials and favor tokens, but they also, some of them will give you skill points. So by checking the contract rewards, you'll be able to see exactly what they give you, and you can check this when you pick up the contract on the board or via the investigations menu, and you'll see exactly what you can get here. Sometimes you get weapons or schematics, but the main one we're looking for here is skill points, because you can use those skill points to either unlock the tools like we were just discussing, or to purchase other skills like, say, chain assassination or any of the other really good skills that will absolutely improve your Basim very, very quickly. Chain assassination is a huge one that I would grab very quickly, as you can just use this to instantly kill multiple enemies at once. I mean, that's just good, right? It's a really good skill, but there's plenty of other ones to grab either in any of the 3 lines, but getting those skill points quickly, the best way to do it is from these contract boards and then by completing main quests as well. These contracts also reward tokens and materials. Now, materials you'll use to upgrade your tools and your weapons and your armor, but there are 3 types of tokens that can be used in different ways, and it's one of the most consistent ways to get those tokens as well. The power and merchant tokens are definitely the best, as you use the scholar ones sparingly. Power tokens can be used to make mercenaries fight guards or give them to a crier to remove your notoriety or your wanted level. You can also use the merchant tokens to give them to traders to essentially make the prices cheaper, and that's across the board at any trader. It's not just a trader that you give it to. And you can also use it in missions to give certain NPCs bribes to get information out of them to skip certain steps of quests. And you can also use it for other methods to give to merchants to sneak into different areas as well by hiding amongst them. You can get the tokens via other methods, right? You'll occasionally get them from pickpocketing or even just from opening chests and stuff in the game, but the most consistent way that I have found to just regularly get tokens and take them into main missions, which you should do because there are a lot of instances where you can use these to bribe people or create easier ways to get into different areas that are heavily guarded or something by having the guards get attacked by the mercenaries or sneaking in with merchants. There's plenty of ways to use them, but you definitely want to make sure you're carrying at least 4 or 5 of these these, even the merchant tokens, even though you can give them to traders to improve their prices, but essentially you just want to have them in your back pocket in case you actually need them. The materials, on the other hand, can be used in a number of ways. Now, you can use it to upgrade your weapons and your armor or your outfit, but honestly, I wouldn't do this. Now, the main reason is because I'm going to tell you an insane outfit and weapons that you can grab that require no upgrades and are absolutely incredible, but also because you can kind of just instant kill basically every enemy in the game. You can do this from stealth by just assassinating them, and you can do this just in combat by parrying their attack, and then once their parry, like stamina meter, is gone, you can kill them that way as well. There are some enemies you can't do this for, but for the most part, you won't necessarily need to upgrade your weapons and armor. The one thing that you will need to upgrade though is your tools. Now, upgrading your tools, they give substantial benefits to their overall effectiveness. There are 3 different tiers for each of the tools, and you can even grab a skill called Engineer, which will give you an additional tier 1 upgrade for the actual tool. But essentially any of these upgrades for all of the tools are just absolutely incredible, and they can completely change the way you use the tool and just what the tool does. Like a good example is the Noisemaker. You can turn this into like a fire bomb, or you can say add poison damage to your knives, or any other effects that you can do with these different tools. Now, once you've unlocked a tier, you can always change the tier upgrade that you've picked as well. You just need to go back to an Assassin's Bureau, talk to the vendor, and you can change what actual upgrade you have equipped at that time. So you can do that to sort of tinker with different builds, or say find something you like, or maybe in a certain mission you want more offensive tools, like turning the Noisemaker into an actual weapon rather than like a distract tool, something like that. It just depends on the current scenario that you're in and what you sort of want to use those tools for, but upgrading them with the actual materials you get is definitely what I would be doing with them. Lastly, I highly recommend that you go and grab this insane outfit, sword, and dagger as quickly as possible. Not only is it already fully upgraded, it's also got some really unique perks. The outfit, for example, when you do an air assassination, will have like a shockwave effect around you that'll disorientate any nearby enemies. The dagger will heal you on every 5th hit, and the sword might decrease your maximum health by 50%, but it increases your overall damage by 50%. Now, as I said, all 3 of these are fully upgraded. The damage numbers aren't the highest possible in the game, but they are great tools that you can grab really early. Essentially, as soon as you go back to Anbar, the home of Basim, during like the early story, you'll unlock a new investigation on your board called the Ancient Place, and this will also unlock the collectible called the Mysterious Shards. These shards can be pickpocketed or picked up from the corpses of enemies throughout Baghdad and the wilderness. There are 10 of these to collect, which isn't like a whole heap to find, and most of these are found just in the actual city itself. And just by doing, playing the game normally, doing the main quests, they'll send you all around the city and you'll run across them very quickly. So keep an eye out for this icon on your compass and head over there and kill the guys, or just pickpocket it to grab the shard. I can't give you like specific locations because the shard holders will actually move around because they're always on the move, but there is 2 that you'll find in the wilderness. Now, because the wilderness is like the rest of the map and it's a large area, these can be hard to find, but one of them is in Anbar, where you first grab and start this quest line, and the other is in the Jarrah, which is just south of Baghdad. So hopefully you'll be able to find all 10 of these, but you can grab the pieces without having all 10. You only need 2 to be able to get the dagger, you need another 3 to be able to get the sword, then you need the last 5 to get the actual outfit. So even if you've got 2, you can go here and grab that insane dagger just straight off the bat, and then come back once you found the rest, or vice versa for the sword. But you got plenty of options there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is Norza, and I hope you have a great day.